Hello? Oh, this is wonderful. Welcome to the Guitar Show. Before I turn it over to my MCs, Allie and Jimmy, they're going to do a fantastic job. They should be funny. You might want to laugh. If you're here for the extra credit for my class, yeah, no one wants to hear music. They're here for points for class. That's so Bennett. Thank you. My girlfriend's right there. She said, "Don't point me out." Honey, would you stand up just for a second? All right, she has a pad of paper. So afterwards, the tall blonde in the pink shirt, she's gonna have you sign in. Put your period next to your name so I know. Helps me out, okay? Anyway, hopefully you enjoy the show. It's not gonna be too loud and it's not gonna be too long. We'll be out of here in tops, hour and a half, hour 15, all right? Enjoy yourself.
Jimmy, I'm kind of nervous to host my very first guitar show in front of all these people.
Aw, come on, Allie, you'll be great.
No, like really? There are probably hundreds of people here, and we have to go and talk in front of them.
Allie, relax. Remember who was just on stage and who is doing the guitar show. It's Mr. Aiken. There's no way hundreds of people come to this show to watch him. Allie?
Yeah.
Our mics were turned on. Just roll with it. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the 2015 Guitar Show. We are your hosts. In order to make this a little bit more comfortable for all of you, we decided we're going to introduce each other. So this is Allie. Allie and I are both juniors, as she said backstage, which you weren't supposed to hear. This is her first guitar show. By day, Allie is a member of the swim and track team, and she also has straight A's. By night, not many people know this, she likes to watch reruns of the Golden Girls. She is the president of the Betty White Fan Club. She likes to knit and do water aerobics at the local YMCA as well.
And this is Jimmy Watson. As you mentioned before, he is a junior along with myself. By day, Jimmy attends class every once in a while. And after school, he keeps the benches warm for the lacrosse team. By night, Jimmy enjoys creating play statues of his favorite sub-Saharan animals, watching reruns of Planet Earth, as well as wandering the woods looking for mythical woodland creatures from Bambi. Not only that, but he enjoys reading stories about dead people in his free time in his history textbooks.
All right, but enough about us. Up first is Sarah Ryan with an original poem.
You know, people say I'm boy crazy, but they don't know the half of it. When I was 5, I was crazy about my dad. He was my superhero and I was his sidekick. Constantly exploring and having adventures, he was the first person to embrace my uniqueness. He was the first person to say, it's okay. It's okay if you hate wearing dresses. It's okay if you like playing sports. It's okay if you like toy cars better than dolls. It's okay. My best friends growing up were twin boys, and I was crazy about them too. I've always called them my brothers because they did what good brothers do. They showed me who I am. They beat me up and teased me, they protected me and comforted me, but most of all they showed me I am strong. I am strong enough to run with the boys, I am strong enough to take it, and I am strong enough to fight back. I am strong. Just like all real children, I too had a bully. This one constantly made me crazy. He told me over and over again that I was annoying, that I was unlikable, that I would never have any friends. And I, being an impressionable child, believed him. He made me feel like I was just as worthless and insignificant as he said I was. He broke my wealth of confidence. He showed me I am not perfect. I'm not perfectly smart. I'm not perfectly social. I'm not perfectly normal. I am not perfect. When I started high school, I was crazy about all of my new friends. Not because I wanted to date them, not because they were cute, but because they meant a lot to me. They taught me how to laugh, how to really laugh. They made me feel like I mattered. They didn't look down on me because I was weird or different. They loved me for it. They showed me that I could be loved, that I am loved. I am loved for my uniqueness. I am loved for my compassion. I am loved for my humor. I am loved. This summer, I had a physics teacher, Dr. Peter Tice. He drove me crazy because physics is not my strong suit. He recognized something in me that I never saw as a flaw. He saw how much pressure I put on myself, how much I feel the need to succeed, how much I let that determine who I am. He made me realize that I can't do everything on my own. I can't handle mental illness on my own. I can't achieve my dreams by myself. and I most certainly can't understand physics on my own. I can't do everything on my own. About a month ago, I met someone who appreciates me and all my crazy, someone who wants nothing more than my happiness. This someone showed me that I don't have to. I don't have to pretend that I'm not broken. I don't have to constantly feel like I'm not good enough. I don't have to hide the fact that I am scared as hell to make the decisions that will inevitably affect the rest of my life. I don't have to. Because he and all the other people in my life are there to walk through it with me. Yes, I am boy crazy. Because thanks to all of the boys in my life, I will never forget that it's okay because I am strong. I'm not perfect, but I am loved. And I can't do everything on my own, but I don't have to.
Thanks, Sarah. That was great. Our next performance is that of Jack Johnson's Better Together. Say, Allie, I think this is about us, right? Like, we are better together. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think that Jack Johnson wrote this song about us co-emceeing the guitar show. He's a genius. No doubt about that. Here's Logan Ladowski performing Jack Johnson's Better Together.
Song that I could sing, but I could try for your heart. And our dreams, they're made out of real things. Shoebox of photographs, recipients all loving. And love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart. Like why we here, where do we go, back on me so hard. It's not always easy and sometimes I can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. All these moments just might find their way to my dreams tonight. You know they'll be gone. The morning light sings, it brings new things. Tomorrow night you'll see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I have to do. And if all these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, be under the impression we're somewhere in between. Though it's just me and you, not so many things we got to do. Place we got to be, we'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, we're somewhere in between together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, we're always better when we're together.
Thanks, Logan. Well, that was fantastic. Between you all and myself, I think Jimmy's prediction about that song being about us was kind of off. He tends to misinterpret things a lot. After all, he isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. I mean, did you see what he was wearing? Well, I go attempt to give Jimmy a little fashion advice. Let's listen to Jack Stevens with his performance of James Taylor's Fire and Rain.
Let's do it.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I woke up this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you again. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. You just gotta see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I just can't make it any other way. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you again. Been walking my mind through an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines and pieces on the ground. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you. Always thought I'd see you again.
Thanks, Jack. Jack is going to stay on stage and is going to be joined by Stephen Kovarik for our next piece as they perform the song For the Summer.
Rolling through these hills, I know that I'd be coming. Ain't a mad light that likes to be alone. Been a while since I've seen a lady smile. I am tired, I am tired. Can I come home for the summer? I can slow down for a little while. Get back to love and each other. Leave all those long and lonesome miles behind. Through the years I have learned some things worth telling. And you'd be right in guessing each and every lesson. It was hard won. I am tired, I am tired. Can I come home for the summer? I can slow down for a little while. Get back to love and each other. Leave all those long and lonesome miles behind. follow her wherever she goes. You love her and you just want to know. You'll follow her, we'll find a way. You love her and you just want to know.
Wow, another fantastic showing for Jack Stevens. Let's give it up one more time for these two.
Hey, Allie, you know who's supposed to be here tonight?
Who?
Well, the audience has the updated programs, but the outdated and old programs that Mr. Aiken gave us has Taylor Swift jotted down for the next act. Guess she canceled. Wouldn't be the first time a good-looking girl canceled on Mr. Aiken.
I do love me some T Swifty. Maybe next year. Let's hope that Mr. Aiken didn't make Taylor mad, because you know what would happen next?
Yeah, you'd be the title of a #1 hit.
While Jimmy and I come up with more potential titles for Taylor's next big hit about Mr. Aiken, here is Andrew Tran with an original poem.
Do you know me? We all have a story to tell. They may be eternal as the stars that illuminate the night sky, or as short as the sunrise and sunset of the burning sun. What do you know about me? We don't know every person's life or the false, deceiving masks that we put on every day. How well do we know our friends? Probably not as well until you go up and wear someone else's skin and walk around in it. I am an Asian, brown and tan as the sand and grounded onto the earth. I am not the smartest or the greatest at anything, but I've been called everything but ordinary. Both of my parents are immigrants from Vietnam and have long since tried to retain both being Vietnamese and American. However, the American way of life can be influential, and we struggle to honor the old traditions from my homeland. But how would you know that about me unless you came face to face and talked to me instead of concealing yourself behind a plastic screen? There are only 86,400 seconds in a day, and many of us spend most of those seconds on a phone. In those seconds, we could have had an interesting conversation with a friend, learn something new, find a new talent, or help someone. Instead, our time is used up hiding behind a static piece of plastic that is tied by wires, but not by connections. So what do you know about me? Is it that difficult to talk and know someone? We can't understand each other if no one says anything. That is the world we live in. No one likes talking except in the comfort of someone we have known our entire life. But think about it. In those moments that are used up staying silent, with no curiosity, lifelong friends, valuable knowledge, famous individuals, and potential love are passed up because of comfort and fear. What is there for us to be afraid of? There is darkness, failure, abandonment, that frighten me to death, but not talking. I don't understand why everyone refuses to talk. Maybe it's the fact that most are comfortable with who they are and refuse to change. They have what they want. If they have everything that they want, they believe they understand everything they need on this vast planet. If that's the case, you don't know me.
And that was the Tranimal at its finest right there. Great job, Tran.
Yes. Up next, Andrew's little brother Tim is up along with Greg Monal, Joshua Sunday, along with Justin Vasco singing Ride by 21 Pilots. One of my favorite bands, by the way.
Joshua Sunday, that's not in the notes, Ellie.
Sure it is. Joshua Domingo.
Ah, this is why you're in Spanish 4 and I'm barely passing Spanish 3.
Well, maybe if you showed up to class more often, you would know that Domingo meant Sunday.
Hey, I'm there physically, just showing up mentally. It's not really working.
I'm just kidding. You're a good student. Here's Joshua Domingo and his boys with Ride.
easy to say. We have some people that will take a look at that. I'm looking for you, I'm looking for everybody in this room, but I don't see any bullets come through. See any bullets coming through fast, horribly out of hand. Well, literally, I don't know that. I'm good for you, but I'm trying to save it. I'm just saying, but that's true. You've been hard to defend when you don't understand. There are people that come or talking to you and you ignore the truth. All these questions now for me, like, would you never, would you die for it? Would you ever kill? I've been thinking too much. 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 I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm taking my time on my ride. Taking my time on my ride. I'm taking my time on my ride. I'm taking my time on my ride. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Help me. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. Help me.
We apparently went out of order.
Because Aiken's the worst.
Wow.
Just kidding.
You're really laying it on thick today. And I just feel like
Just wait.
I feel like your grade just went down a lot.
It's already low.
Okay, so we're just gonna switch up the order a little bit. So we just had 21 pilots. We're gonna do Jimmy Eat World. Then we are going to do the original song, Reflections on a Romanticized Media. And then, Allie, if you don't mind, we're gonna push your solo song after Bob Marley. Problem solved. Sam, does that sound good? Thumbs up, I can see you. Okay, sweet.
All right. Thanks, hombres. See, Allie, I know a little Espanol.
Yeah, I guess you pay attention every once in a while.
Un poco.
Hey, you should like this next song.
Why? Are you gonna make fun of my lack of mental capacity again? Oh, maybe my lack of foreign language?
No. Next up, we have an interesting band name that describes Jimmy here in a nutshell. He's always on the prowl for food.
Here is Alexandra Barkowski, Ravi Chandran Brothers, and Troy Visick, Jimmy Eats World's Work.
Happy with the consequence.
you guys. Up next are Alexi Chavez, Ali Donatuano, Emily Klessel, and Katie Szymborski with an original song.
feeling, guys?
Allie, I'm really excited for this next piece.
Me too. When you brought me to come see these guys play this song in practice, I couldn't believe how wonderfully elegant they were.
Absolutely. When I first asked Allie to be my co-MC, she was a bit hesitant. I decided to convince her that I would bring her to this next performer's practice, to see if I could win her over. I wanted to showcase the hard work and talent that comes along with this guitar show. Needless to say, my plan worked, and Allie is obviously my co-MC. So without further ado, here is Patrick Lynch and Joe Ranquist. Hope you brought your tissues, because this is a real tearjerker. Take it away, guys.
Hello, I'm Joe. This is Pat. And we have a lot of people to thank for our performance today. First and foremost, we'd like to thank God and Jesus. Secondly, we would like to thank our parents for giving us the opportunity to experience this great moment in our lives. Thirdly, we'd like to thank Mr. Aiken for teaching us this beautiful song and for making this all possible. Fourthly, I would like to thank my boy, Nate Kais. He's right there, first row. He has been our rock throughout this entire performance, and it would not be possible without him. Thank you all for coming out here tonight. You've been such wonderful fans. And also, it is our friend Dominique Goussette's birthday. So if you see her walking around, please wish her a happy birthday. We'll be signing autographs in the lobby after the show.
Wow, Allie, wasn't that so deep?
Yeah, it was like the best music I've ever heard all night.
I agree. You go into it thinking that it's going to be at least a 4-minute song, and it turns out to just be a single G chord. What a modern marvel. It's just like modern art. Simple, yet has a deep meaning.
Speaking of deep meanings, here.
Hang on, before we introduce our next act, Allie and I have been conversing here, and we have come up with 3 song titles that we think that Taylor Swift is going to write about Mr. Aiken. I figured we would tell these to you now because you're going to see him up on the Billboard Top 100, so we might as well just give you a kind of a forward taste of it.
Yeah. All right. Here are 3 original song titles we came up with that Taylor would write about Mr. Aiken. 1. Falconry isn't as cool as you think it is.
2.
Your dog smells as bad as you do.
3.
I actually hate your pony collection.
And those are 3 songs that we think Taylor Swift is going to write about you. Now, while I go call Taylor and give her my ideas, we have a great trifecta up next. Here are Allie Donatuano, Peyton May, and Haley Sanillo with an original poem.
A list of things I'm afraid of.
I'm afraid of the dark and the monsters that hide in it. I'm more afraid of the creatures that follow me through dark parking lots and have fangs that drip sweet honey milk.
I'm afraid of monkey bars and falling off when my feet are so far away from the ground. I don't know if I can trust my own hands. I'm afraid you won't catch me.
I'm afraid of the ocean. The vast unknown, a riptide's relentlessness, the fact that its inability to discriminate against race, color, gender, or religion is what makes it inhuman.
Sucker punch.
A cheap shot.
Recovery time varies.
But it's more than just a few seconds.
I can't breathe.
There's something sitting on my chest.
My lungs feel deflated, organs force backwards, upside down, and inside out.
Every nerve on my body is on edge, screaming about what this suffering means.
I can't scream, I can't move, I can't think. I am as numb as ice that's been on skin for too long. I am frozen. Is it cold in here, or is it just my heart?
I can't fall asleep. The room is always too cold no matter how many blankets surround me.
This is not the world to fall asleep in.
Before I was diagnosed with insomnia, my doctor asked why I can't sleep. I told her my dreams couldn't help me escape reality. No matter what time I went to bed, the boy next door with drug-addicted parents won't go to college. The girl abused by her boyfriend thinks he loves her. The man cheating on his wife and kids has a clear conscience, and some people aren't going to wake up again.
I live in fear. I spent the entirety of last night thinking about preparing myself for the possibility of another mass genocide. France is on lockdown. New York is on lockdown. My mind is on lockdown.
I slept with my light on until I was in 6th grade, but now I need complete darkness. I don't want to look the monster in the eyes when it comes for me. Every night is a fight against my eyelids, for sleep, for victory, trying to drown out the sounds of airplanes between my temples.
Airplanes flew over the Middle East, releasing explosions one by one, then all at once. Bombs cannot distinguish between places of worship and a military stronghold, and I'm starting to think people cannot either.
I can no longer distinguish between day and night, so there's no point in sleeping anymore.
So we're bound to stay up forever. Hurt people close their eyes and swing until they make contact with something or someone.
The first fault line movement I can remember. My bed frame rattled against the wall, and as I pulled my knees to my chest, I begged God to not let me be a broken body in the rubble of my home once this was all over. Earthquakes are caused by the rapid release of energy.
Who hurt you? As he asked me, I started to shake. Little tremors from the tips of my fingers turned to earthquakes, shaking my bones and leaving corpses on the street.
Today, we are all French. We are all American. We are all German, Spanish, Mexican, and Syrian. We are Muslims, Christian, Jews, Hindus, and atheists.
This is not about our God.
Or their God.
This is not about the first world.
Or a third world.
Or their world.
This is about our world. You are not my world anymore. You set fire to the throne and tipped the crown off my head, and down it fell with your never-ending game.
After the towers fell and smoke consumed the city, the view from the south of Manhattan was the Statue of Liberty. They don't let you walk to the tip of her crown anymore. No, I cannot play another game of Jenga or dominoes because everything around me keeps falling.
Ice skating lessons at age 6 involved falling down and getting back up over and over and over. And now it's skating in circles till my brain is wrapped around itself and my naive heart sings to me and says that I can still reach out and touch him. I've fallen and I can't get up on my own.
I miss you.
I'm lonely.
You held me together.
Now that I'm growing up, I can't keep picking people to pull me in circles.
Around we went, no beginning, no end. It was a deadly cycle.
Bliss.
Pain.
Relief.
Destruction.
I drew concentric circles on the page only to crumple it in a ball.
Worthless.
Broken.
I spun in circles until my head was full of dizziness and haze. Maybe I was blind. I can't see who you are anymore.
Couldn't see who you would become.
Boys will wound, men will kill.
I was wounded by a boy whose promises dripped like saliva from his mouth when he looked at me. As we walked hand in hand, men gazed with lusting eyes.
I'm not a piece of meat.
The words had been taken from my wounded, bite-marked lips and strung in strands, weaving an ever-tightening rope around my neck.
It doesn't feel like stretched elastic, it never did, but it was elastic that dug into my feet as I spent hours in ballet shoes, always on my toes. Little girls in pink tutus don't have to worry about anything
except whether or not their fathers will make it home from war, or work, or the movie theater,
or a liquor store. He called with whiskey on his breath and a strand of apologies. I slept with her, I don't remember it, I love you, I'm sorry. I wondered if he would ever make up his mind, if he would ever know what he wanted.
I want to go to a big city because I can't stand to hear myself think. It's not always people I'm afraid of.
I feel childish, thinking that I'll lose everything and everyone close to me if I even blink once. All it takes is one blink, one excited scream, then you're screaming as you're running out of a concert hall.
I'm afraid that someday I won't recognize the reflection staring back at me in the mirror, that as I smash the glass it won't pierce my skin because it'll never be as broken as I am as we are. I'm scared that when the planes crash, when the window panes shatter, I'll have to decide whether or not to jump.
The older I get, the more I'm convinced that a fear of heights does not come from a fear of falling, but rather a distrust of yourself not to jump.
Life dolls out nothing but cheap shots, shots on goal that no one could be prepared for.
Life has kicked me, punched me in the stomach, knocked the air out of me so I can't breathe. Life does not play fair.
A punch to the chest from my rib cage to shield against until it caves under the weight of it all.
Life has kicked me, punched me in the stomach, knocked the air out of me so I can't breathe. Life does not play fair.
Sucker punch.
Thanks, girls.
Up next, we welcome Emily Kessel onto the stage along with Pat Egner as they perform their rendition of Fairy Paradise by Coco Rosie.
Sounds like a Tinkerbell reference would work well here.
Too bad you suck at writing the script and didn't put one in here.
Yeah. Give it up for Emily and Ken.
Jimmy is going to pretend to be able to do a good Jamaican accent because Redemption Song is next in the queue.
Yeah, Mom.
Wow, that's really great, Jimmy.
Thanks. I practiced saying those two words last night. That's all I did. Anyways, Emily Klessel is staying up here and is being joined by Ali Donatuano singing Bob Marley's Redemption Song. Enjoy.
Oh,
Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. You got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had. Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. You got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had. Redemption songs. All I ever had. Redemption songs. These songs of freedom. These songs of freedom. Redemption songs.
Allie on stage here for Anya Marina's Miss Hathaway.
Wow, Allie's getting a lot of work in these last couple sets.
For sure. You can tell that the name Allie comes with a load of work ethic.
All right, take it down a notch. Here's Allie Donatuano with Miss Halfway.
You ought to hear the mirror in my house. You ought to fear a pretty, pretty mouse. Says I'm imperfect in every way. Miss almost, miss maybe, miss halfway. Tony makes 60K, invest in IRAs. I'm busy making paper airplanes out of resumes. I'm gonna burn, I'm gonna shine and multiply. I'm gonna fill up the great divide. You never break me with all the things you say. Most miss maybe, miss halfway. All my friends in LA got jobs on Melrose Place. I'm gonna say the wrong things to your friends. I'm gonna burn and shine and multiply. And when I do, you're gonna see me in her eyes. I'm gonna burn and shine and multiply. I'm gonna fill up the great divide. You never break me with all the things you say. Miss almost, miss maybe, miss halfway, miss almost, miss maybe, miss halfway.
We have now reached the point in the show in which we have heard from basically all of the students who are brave enough to associate themselves with Mr. Aiken.
So we now have some teachers, along with some more students, who would like to add some more great talent to the show tonight.
These next couple of songs not only show how much talent the students possess, but how much talent the teachers have as well.
Here is Mrs. Alcorn, Mr. Watch, and Teddy Evans with Stubborn Love.
I'm two hands. Scale 1 hand, 2 hands.
Lie and steal and cheat, begging for your needs, make you think she means it this time.
I'll tear a hole in you, the one you can't repair, but you still love me, you don't really care. When we were young, whoa, we didn't know when it got cold. Ooh, we bundled up. I can't be told. It can't be done.
It's better to feel pain than nothing at all. The opposite of love is indifferent.
So pay attention now. I'm standing on your porch screaming out, and I won't leave until you come downstairs.
Keep your love, keep your head up, keep your love, keep your head up, my love, keep your head up, love. And I don't blame you, dear, for running like you did all these years. And I would do the same if that's for me.
The highway says we're close, but I don't read those things anymore. I've never trusted my own told. Oh, it can't be done.
Keep your head up, keep your love, keep your head up, your love, keep your head up, my 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 love.
To continue our theme of originality and to round out our performance by Muse, up next is Sarah Carrier with an original poem.
Dear future child, day 1. You are 5 seconds old and you take that first breath. Everything is new and fresh, and you are full of endless possibilities. You're a clean slate, free of blemishes, free of sin. You are perfect. Day 1826. You are 5 years old. You've made minor faults, but your innocence remains intact. Your heart is still full of that white light, and the dark has yet to creep in on you. The world is your oyster, and you are excited and interested in everything. Magic is real, life is wonderful, and there is nothing but good in your world. Curiosity drives you, belief in magic excites you, and the thought that the world is pure and good has yet to be tarnished. Day 3652. You are 10 years old, and your heart is still light, but your innocence is starting to fade. You witness, or rather notice, corruption, illness, evil for the first time. You are finally starting to discover who you are, and starting to discover who the world is too. You're confused. Why is that man alone on the street? Why is that girl, my age, in the hospital? You question everything. That childlike dream is starting to fade. Reality has begun its slow creeping ascent into your world. You cry about the truth and you can't stop. Your heart aches. Suddenly you wish for time to reverse back to when you were 7, when everything made sense, when you didn't know your body was about to change, and the only major crisis in the world was if you lost your favorite stuffed animal. Day 5478. You are 15 years old. This is the time when you are truly noticing people, and you are scared to death that they are noticing you too. You want to scream at the world to look away, but then you dream of being the one everyone looks to. You're disappointed no one has noticed you're drowning, but you're too stubborn to admit you can no longer swim. The childlike dream is gone for good, and reality has reared its ugly head. You are young, but you are no longer innocent. Time is cruel, and the truth is like a gunshot wound to the heart. You heard the loud bang of the fire, and now you know the truth of the world, but unlike when you were young, now you are old enough to decide whether or not you will accept this truth. And if you do, decide what you are going to do about it. Do not decide to live in denial, but decide to see the world as it is. However, how the world is not finite. Just like when you were born, the future is new and fresh and full of endless possibilities. The future is a blank slate. So today, on day 5478, pick up your pen and start over. Forge the world you want your own children to see. Day 5479. The future is a clean slate. You no longer are. But that doesn't mean magic and innocence are dead. Rediscover the truth. Day, there is no day, just today.
So decide, what will the future be?
Thanks, Sarah. Before we give it up to before I introduce our next act, I think we should give one more big round of applause for all the great poems we've heard tonight. Thank you, Lou. Now, throughout every guitar show that we've had, I'm pretty sure this is right, this statistic is right, one theme has kind of remained the same, and that is the theme of, they call themselves girl band or estro. You can find them practicing after school all the time, planning in homeroom. Whenever I'm in study hall, they're probably planning, and they go out to breakfast on countless Saturdays just to plan for tonight. Yes, everyone, girl band is back yet again, and with some new additions. Here to perform Edge of 17 are Mrs. Alcorn and Bennett's very own girl band.
Sing the songs I like to sing it. Ooh.
such a great night tonight, but unfortunately, Allie, I have some bad news.
Uh-oh, what's that?
So, you know how Mr. Aikman runs this whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, because he runs it, he told us that we have to do something, and that is, Mr. Aiken has to perform tonight.
No, like, are you for real?
Unfortunately, since this is his show, we have to let him sing a little, but don't worry, he's pretty good.
It's alright. He is joined by Mr. Conley, Mr. Tasca, Mr. Wash, and several other students as they perform 3 songs coming up next.
But before we hand the mic off to them, Allie and I must say adios.
Yes, on behalf of both Jimmy and me, thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you to Mr. Aiken for putting up a wonderful show.
Thank you to Sam Jaros and Mr. Hamilton for doing sound and lights.
And sorry for messing up the order. And one last thank you to our performance. They were fantastic.
Thank you all so much, and here's Mr. Aiken and his crew.
Man rolls down the street, says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot at redemption. Don't have a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. Bone digger, dogs in the moonlight. Far away, my well-lit joy. Mr. Beer Belly, get these mugs away from you, no. I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your own boss pal. I can call you Betty when you draw me out. Man walks down the street, says, why am I short attention? Got short little span of attention. Oh, my nights are so long. What are my wife and family? What if I should die here? Who'll be my role model? Now that my role model is gone, picked up back down the alley summer. A rolling little bad-faced girl. All alone, there were incidents and accidents. There were hits and allegations. If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your love. I can call you Betty when you call me. You can call me out. Man walks down the street, it's a street in a strange world. Maybe it's the third world, maybe it's his first time around. Doesn't speak the language, he holds no currency. He is a foreign man, he is surrounded by the sound. Cattle in the marketplace, scatterings in orphanages. He looks around, he sees angels in the architecture, spinning in infinity. He says, amen and hallelujah. If you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your role model. I can call you Betty when you call me, you can call me out. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
If you'll be my bodyguard, I can call you baby.
How about a hand for Teddy?
Let's bring everybody out for a final encore. All right, big thanks to Jimmy and Allie for helping out. Sam for helping up there with the lights and sound and everything. And thank you everybody that came out, even if you collected the basketball game. Good job on the win, Nola. Oh yeah, and the G-chord, I forgot about them. All right, everybody on three, bow. 1, 2, 3. All right, thanks for coming out, everybody.